Right? Yeah. What's going on, guys? So, Kerri Schmidt, if you are watching this, it's because you probably already know who I am because you're probably on my team or in my downline somewhere and you are wanting to advance your business. So, this is the group for all of the sexiest coaches on the Fit Crew, specifically. Yeah, there's some smiles there. I see you. There's some smiles. Thank you. Um, this group is amazing because a lot of you guys are going totally out of your comfort zone being here, and I know that. I think I got messages like in the little forms I had you guys fill out. At least half of you were like, I am actually pooing my leggings and vomiting while filling this out. Like, people are totally freaking about this group. So I want you to just like, collectively, can we because I know we all have things. We all have things going on. We all are too busy. We all are traveling. We all have things that we could put in front of this all the time. But let me ask you this. If it can't work when storms are coming through your life, is this going to work? Is it realistic that you could have a business and never have anything go wrong in your personal life or never have stressors or things come up? So one thing that I always remember, and I have to remind myself of this constantly, is when I'm teaching, what are the things that I call off of work for when I'm teaching? Okay. How sick do I have to be to not go to work? It was pretty sick, you guys, when I was teaching. Like, if I had a little cold, I was still at work because it was so much more work to do all the sub plans and do everything else you'd have to get a replacement. Now, if I had family things going on in my life, unless it was a funeral, I still went to work every single day. Like, I still went to work. I just had to say, okay, this is a personal thing going on in my life. I have to deal with that outside of my work hours. And that's to a certain extent what we have to do with this business. But I know that that's really hard. So what I want to teach you guys today is how to keep your energy up when things are not going well. When you're stressed out, when you have a full schedule, when you're disappointed, when your lover is breaking up with you, when you are like, I don't know, your kid tells you that you're fat. I don't know. Things that happen that make you feel crappy, those things. This is when you need these strategies because life goes on. We have to keep moving. We have to be able to still function and do the things that we want to do that are best for us, even in times when it's not convenient. And that's what makes this a job instead of a hobby, right? Now, if you just love knitting and everything kind of goes downhill, you might like take some time off knitting, but then you'll get back to it because you love it. But your job is different. You still show up to your job every single day and you deal with your personal things outside of that, right? So we want to kind of shift this a little bit. Yes, it is a passion project. Yes, we are doing it because we want to be here. But if you're on this call, it means that maybe you want to take it a little further than just being a hobby. Maybe you want to make a little bit of money doing this, like enough to pay for your Shakeology or enough to pay for your fitness addiction hobby, right? At least when I started out, that's where I was at. And all of us are going to do that in different ways. I did that in person. I didn't even do that by building an online business, but I built the online business while I talked to every single person that came into my surrounding area about what I was doing. So did I build my business online? No, I did not build my business online. I built my business talking to people. Now, Lisa Schultz is a perfect example. I met a handful of people and I thought they were awesome. And I asked them to join Beachbody things and they said, no, I'm already doing Tone It Up. So I'm like, what is this Tone It Up? So I went online and I started stalking like the Tone It Up pages and following girls in Kansas who were doing Tone It Up. And Lisa was one of those girls. So I was looking up Tone It Up things and I reached out to a bunch of different Tone It Up girls and I said, hey, I've got this like free group going on. Would you like to be a part of it? And I talked to Lisa for a while before she decided to join. But She was one of my first online people. And I remember that feeling of like, I talked to someone online and they talked to me back. And I was so excited. She had no idea, right? She thought I was probably a pro and had been doing this for a long time. Not true. Not true. So just so you guys know, we all start there. We all start off signing up our sister and our brother and our mom and our dad and our neighbor and the person that we meet out at an event who is wanting to get healthy. Most of us start there. But if that is not you, if you feel like, no, I want to build this business online, we do this all in different ways, and tons of coaches have started from the very beginning building their business online. So either way, what is the difference between people who rock this business and people who don't? What do you guys think it is? I want to see in the comments. What's the difference between people who rock this business and people who don't? If you haven't used this feature before, at the bottom of your screen, it says chat. You click on it and then you can type messages and we can all see them. But if you want to send me a secret love letter, you can change the word everyone to just Kerri, and then you can tell me all the things you love about me. Time management, effort. You know what? I've seen people put in a ton of effort in this business and not kick butt. I've seen people manage their time really well and still not kick butt. And here's why. Here's why. Because their energy gets too low. So just in general, I want you guys to think of, most of us know the story of the Good Samaritan. And being a teacher, my background is in education, especially with refugees. Okay. In education, our job is to help the lowest level kids, is to really, really focus on the kids who are struggling the most and focus on them and be the person who brings them up. In business, I had to learn many, many times the hard way. That's not how we run this business. We cannot focus on the things that are going to be a complete energy drain, or the people who are going to be an energy drain. And that was a huge mentality shift for me. In order to keep my energy up, I had to focus on people who wanted to do this. And as you guys are going through and you're inviting people to your challenge, you're going to start to recognize there are going to be people that you talk to that just want to talk to you. They don't want anything to do with health and fitness. They don't really want to change their life. And here's how I can kind of tell. If I'm talking to somebody and we're talking about a health and fitness challenge and they are going on and on and on about other things, I like to just drive it back to, so I understand that you have a lot of things going on in your life. I have a health and fitness challenge starting on this date. I would so love to have you be a part of it. I really think it would help you in these different areas. Is that something you would consider? And a lot of times they'll give me the whole laundry list of all the reasons that they can't, right? And then I'll say to them, okay, so if money wasn't an issue and time wasn't an issue, so all the things that you just told me, if those weren't an issue, would you want to do this challenge 100%? Is there anything else holding you back? And that's usually, by asking that question, I'm able to see a lot deeper into what's really going on with them. Because when you eliminate what they put out there immediately as their like comfort zone excuse, and you take that away, it starts peeling back the layers of what's really going on in their life. Okay. And that allows me to see, is this person somebody who is just wanting my attention, or is this somebody who really genuinely wants to change and they just don't have the resources or the time or the money in this moment? And that's when we can offer them the free membership. We've got like a 3-month Beachbody On Demand membership that costs $38. And it's for the first 14 days, it's free. So it doesn't even charge them for 2 weeks. So I've given out the challenge to multiple coaches. If you're talking to somebody and they want to make a change and they can't do the challenge pack, at least get them signed up with this, free 14 days and then $38 to do a challenge with us for 3 months, and start building up your clientele so that you can practice your coaching skills. So focusing on this kind of Good Samaritan idea of like us being philanthropists and wanting to help people. Yes, we want to help people, but we also need to be able to keep our energy high when we're doing that. And sometimes that means rolling with the people who actually want to roll with you. Okay. I highly recommend, if you have not downloaded the Energy Bus, that you do that. That book has helped me so much. And yes, I understand that the way it's written, the storyline of it, the fact that it's written kind of like a story might not appeal to everyone, but to me, it made it just like, that imagery is just stuck in my head of the idea of, okay, I am on this bus and I'm going, and I'm on this bus because it's a bus that I believe in. I want to be happier. I want to be healthier. I want to be stronger. I want to be more compassionate and a better friend and better at reaching out to people and less anxiety ridden. Like, can you put your hand up with me right now if you are on that bus too? Are you on that bus too? You want to be a better person. You want to live a better life, be happier, right? Like, all of us do. But the great thing about the Energy Bus is he says right in there, you have to become the driver. You are driving the Energy Bus. I'm not driving your bus, right? I'm driving my own bus, and I'm going around and I am offering a ticket to anybody who wants to travel with me. And this is what you get. And these are the rules of the bus. We are staying positive. This is not a negative bus. And as soon as I hear anybody talking negative, I'm going to shut it down, because it does not help the energy of the whole. I need to tell you guys always where we're going, right? Because that's what you do when you are a bus driver. You take ownership. If anything goes wrong on the bus, you take ownership of it, but you keep on moving. And you're headed in a direction where the people can decide, do they want to ride with you or do they want to get off? And as you guys invite to challenge groups or to try Shakeology or whatever you're inviting to, because for some of you, it's different. Some of you your bus might be 2B mindset. It might be all nutrition, and that's okay. Maybe your bus is how to get healthy despite chronic pain. Maybe your bus is, hey, I'm going to get healthy despite loving travel and maybe loving booze. Maybe you love drinking beer. That's okay. Maybe your bus is like BYOB. It doesn't matter. You get to decide. It's your bus. And that's the great thing about this company to me, is the fact that I can look at not just like Instagram profiles, but actually meet people in this company and be like, wow, I never would have known that you were a Beachbody coach, specifically because you focus so much on these other areas. And in order to keep your energy high, guys, you're going to need to make this yours. Taking ownership of this might mean for you that you might start leading your own little free challenge group. Maybe taking ownership for you means you have like a little message thread like we do, but for your people. Maybe ownership for you means that you're posting about certain things where everybody kind of knows that you're the go-to person on fill in the blank. Okay? Because if you're not using your talents and your creativity and the things that you are really good at, this is not going to bring you joy. Okay? I think that's what drew me to this so much, is because with teaching, yes, I was using my talents, but I didn't have there wasn't the positivity. Like in the teaching world, there is a lot of negativity, and it seemed like the more excited I was, the more everybody else backed away from a project. When I did really well in education and had amazing student scores, do you guys think the other teachers on my team were psyched about that? No, unfortunately not. It makes other people feel less when you do better. And that is not the type of collaborative environment I want to be in. I want to be the most excited person in the world when one of you signs up way more people than me in a month. Like, I'm going to be doing cartwheels and backflips and like making puffy paint signs and cheering you on. I want you to kick my butt. I want you guys to be better than me and to help other people to do the same, because that's when we're going to have the most impact. So something you guys need to know about this: the challengers that you start out with now are not likely going to be the challengers that are with you in a year. or even in 3 months. This is a business of attrition. Okay. And even though people might join you and stay with you, maybe they're not going to be involved in the way that you want them to be. And that is life. That is how this business works. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. That is just how this business works. So same thing goes with building a business, getting to Emerald. The 2 people that get you to Emerald will likely not be the people who get you to Diamond. The people who help you get to Diamond won't be the people who help you get to 1-star or 2-star. And once you can really let that sink in, it helps take so much pressure off of each individual relationship. We are here to bring energy and joy and life to people, okay? But as soon as you start fixating on each individual challenger or each individual coach and thinking, okay, how is this person gonna help me get to the next level? That's when you're really you're gonna mess up your mindset. Our job is to serve them, and we're going either way. You guys may have heard me tell the story before that when I first started coaching in my first year, I signed up this girl, and oh my God, she was so great. Loved her. She was amazing. And she was in my town. We worked out together. I helped her sign up her first 6 coaches. She was on her way to Diamond. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be a 1-star. I was so excited. And then I went to Ecuador, and my second day in Ecuador, I got a cancellation notice. So I was just going for a couple weeks. 2 days in, got a cancellation notice. And then I got another one from her downline coach. And then another one an hour later from another downline coach. And one by one, all of the people that we had signed up together quit and canceled their coaching accounts. And I just have these emails coming in one, another. Now, at this point in my business, you guys, I was teaching full time. I did not financially need this. How many people do you think would have quit when their only coach, the person they have been working with so closely, just up and bailed? I feel like a lot of people would have. And for some reason, and I think it's because I had the mindset the entire time, I'm doing this either way. No one else doing this or not doing it. If all of you guys quit, I would be sad that there was less sexy in my life, but that's it. I would still do this business if every single person on this call quit. And that's because it's something that I think is good for me, even if it's not with you. And I know that's really, really hard thing to wrap your head around when you're just starting out. But I'm telling you this because you need to know that even though these relationships may not be the people that take you where you want to go, you still have to show up for 2 people like you would for 200. So let's say you've got 2 challengers on your team. What are the things that you feel like you should be doing to support those people, those 2 challengers? What are some things that you guys think that you should do? Where do they need to see you? Do they need to hear from you? How often? Yeah, reaching out and checking in. Yep, absolutely. If you have brought them onto this team telling them that you drink your Shakeology every single day and this is life-changing for you, and you put them in a group where everybody's posting their stuff every day, but you're not, they're going to do what you do, right? So the fact that you signed up as a coach and you sucked up your pride to get on here and do this training with me, you are going to be able to say to them, this is what I did. and they will see that you get on team calls, that you're drinking your Shakeology, that you're doing your workouts. But unfortunately, they're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. So that's just something to keep in your mind when you're thinking about the energy of the people that you sign up, is like, where are you showing up? If they did the exact same thing as you today, would you have a team of people who are getting healthier? I have to think about that from the coaching perspective. If every coach on my team did what I did for my business today, would I have a thriving business? And I can tell you at certain points in my journey, the answer was no, not so much, no. Okay, that's why we have to be reflective like that. The cool thing is, guys, is that the statistics are 1 in 10. Okay, so let's say you get through 10 conversations with people about being a challenger. One of those people will likely sign up. Maybe not right now. Maybe they'll sign up in a couple months or a year. But for every 10 people that you really truly explain this opportunity to, one of them will probably sign up. And I see some of you like, yeah, 1 in 10. 1 in 10. So how many people, if you've talked to 10 people in a month, one of them might sign up, but maybe not for 3 months or a year. So is that enough people to be talking to? No. Not if you're wanting to grow your business by a few people a month. Not just for the finances, but also because it brings us energy. It brings us joy to have people to work with, to share this opportunity with. So that's why we have on your tracker 10 conversations with different people, with new people, because we want to constantly be re-energizing you and filling your circle with people who might be open and ready for that. Okay? So 1 in 10. 1 in 10. Remember that. 1 in 10 might sign up. Once you sign up 10 challengers, 1 in those 10 might sign up as a coach. And then once you've signed up 10 coaches, 1 in 10 of those coaches might actually go for it and want to work the business. And once you've signed up 10 serious, hardworking coaches, 1 of them might decide to blow this out of the water and make it their full-time gig. Are you guys getting the idea that if you've talked to 10 people or 20 people or 30 people and you're like, oh man, like nobody really wants to do this with me, are you realizing that it's not you? It's not anything wrong with you at all. You are not doing anything wrong. This is a numbers game. There is a reason that as we travel through the United States, I feel that I have a place to stay in every single state, in many cities in every single state, because I have talked to so many people and made so many friends, whether they've joined me or not. I've made a lot of friends through this business, through reaching out and connecting with people and learning about their lives. And I hope that you guys allow yourselves to do the same. I hope that you allow that energy to just fill you up and drive you, rather than thinking about it as those 9 people who don't are somehow rejection, because that's just not true. It's not true. They just maybe don't want to get on your bus. Maybe they want to get on Christina's bus, right? Maybe they want to get on Elle's bus. That's cool. She's got a cool ass bus. It doesn't have to be yours. We just want everybody on buses. You know what I'm saying? So focusing on that, if you think 1 in 10, 1 in 10, you with me so far? So I'm going to give you guys a quote right now. When energy is on your side, you can defy the statistics. You guys know anybody who's doing that? Do you see anybody on our team who you're like, she could like fart and someone would sign up with a challenge bag? Yeah. Bailey Glancer, anybody, right? Talk about energy. That girl's bringing it hot and heavy with the energy. And it's like, it seems like, wow, how is she so lucky? No, she talks to an insane number of people every single day, but she does it with such energy that her numbers aren't 1 in 10. right? Her numbers aren't 1 in 10. So when energy is on your side, you can defy the statistics. But when it's not, sometimes you can even perform lower than the level that the statistics show. Okay, so if you are coming to the table and you're like, hey there, I don't know if you want to at all, or if you have other plans, but like, we're doing this zombie challenge, if you want. And, oh, did you want to get healthy? Yeah, you might not get 1 in 10. I'm not feeling that, right? If you're coming to people and you're not psyched, you're not like jazzed up about what this has done for you, which for some of us, we have to dig really deep to get jazzed about what we're doing. What has this done for your life personally? For me, it made me a better adult. I was already fit before this, but I was a sucky adult. Really, really sucky adult. This helped me be a better adult. This helped me learn how to meal plan. This helped me to not be a shit show at school when my blood sugar levels are up, down, up, down. This helped me not be an anxious wreck all the freaking time. This helped me to have more structure and be more organized. This helped me to save money so that I was using my money for things that were actually good for me instead of just eating out and drinking. Okay, this helped me in so many ways, but it's not the ways that you see on the infomercial. And so when I come to people with energy about what we're doing, my statistics might be more than 1 in 10. It might be 2 in 10. It might be 3 in 10. And guys, think about it. How much would it help your business if you could change your ratio from 10% to 20 or 30 of the people that you're talking to, right? If 2 more people in every 10 that you talk to signed up to be a challenger, how much would that change your business? That would change your business a lot, right? A ton. So we have to figure out, how are we going to raise your energy levels on days when you're not really in touch with it? You're not really in tune with the energy bus. You're like not feeling it. You don't feel very good. Things are going on in the world around you that you can't control, that you don't like. You're feeling anxious. Is that the day that you stop trying? No, that's the day that you use these strategies, right? The day that you, so use the work rule. Like if anybody's worked a really hard job where like you just can't really call off that easy, think, would I call off of work today? With what's going on? Is it an emotional thing? Because we don't call off of work for emotional things, right? Laying there doesn't actually help, right? We still go to work on those days. So if you do that gut check with yourself and say, okay, I would actually go to work today, then that means these are days that you need to dive into these strategies that I'm going to teach you, and you still need to be working your business. So here are some of the strategies. Okay. All right. So the concept of this Josh Coates training that I'm doing, you guys know I paid $300 per month to be a part of this training. I'm bringing the teachings back to you for freezies, not for freezies, for your time. Okay. You are putting in time. I am teaching you. And this is the thing he told us in the very first meeting. Raise your hand if you are spending more than 3 hours a day on your business. I was. I mean, most of us were full-time coaches, so that would be really valid, right? This wasn't a group of coaches working full-time jobs. So more than 3 hours, all of us raised our hand like, yeah, no doubt, 3 hours. Yeah, more than 3 hours, Josh, more than 3. And he was like, okay, not anymore. Here's your to-do list, and mine has like 2 or 3 times as much as your guys's does. Here's your to-do list, and I need you to get it done in less than 3 hours, including your workout and everything related to it. And I was like, are you about your dang mind? How am I supposed to do way more stuff than I was doing before in way less time? How's that going to work? And this is what he taught us. He taught us urgency creates focus. Write this down. Urgency creates focus. Breeds creativity. And demands ownership. Urgency creates focus, breeds creativity, and demands ownership. And so when we, and it did happen, we started our next call with Josh after, a week of doing this and said, hey man, so one of the girls was like, listen, like I'm trying everything I can, but I cannot get this under 3 hours. I'm working my butt off. I am focused. I'm only doing the things on the list. I swear to God, I'm not like squirreling it up. I am focused. I am not getting this done in anywhere near 3 hours. And he told us that quote, urgency creates focus. So that's the first place you check. You have to check yourself. When I am showing up for my business, am I scrolling? Or am I truly focused on just getting these things done? Now, for me, this list reduced my anxiety so much. And here's why. Because when I would start working on this on Monday and then something would pop into my head, oh, this would be a great post idea. Nope, because I do that on Saturdays. That's a Saturday activity. Not right now. I'll write a little note, but I'm not doing that right now. And all of a sudden it would pop in my head, oh, I need to follow up with so-and-so. This person had reached out to me. I need to follow up with. No, we do follow-ups on Fridays, and I need to do 40. So I'm going to go ahead and make a list. I'm going to add names to the list throughout the week of people I need to follow up with, because it's kind of hard to find 40 people to follow up with on Fridays. You guys don't have to do 40. I have to do 40 though. So it helped me reduce my anxiety related to what I was doing for my business, because when anything else popped up, that wasn't what I was doing on that day. If it's not on my list for that day, I'm not doing it. And I would time myself because I had to get it under 3 hours. So if you're focused, if you're 100% focused and you guys are not getting this list done in an hour and a half, it's time to move to the next section. Okay. It creates focus. It breeds creativity. Can you get creative with how you are approaching these things? Okay, so I was spending too much time on my posts. I was still doing some of them day to day, or I was trying to change things in them. Like I would write them on the weekend, but then I would perfect them in the day. It was taking me too long. Okay, so I had to get creative about it and just say, okay, I'm going to store these pictures. I use Planoly. I store my pictures there. I write my post. I have it all there. Planoly allows you to see your Instagram posts and how they're going to look together. And you can't auto post them if they're not exactly the right size, but it's fine. It works. So that's how I did it. And I just said, okay, once it's in there, I'm not messing with it anymore. The end. If that isn't working, if you can't get creative about maybe you have a copy and paste system for how you're doing your reach outs to people, or maybe you're doing a voice note. Hey, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in a while. Just wanted to check in and see how life is. Copy that voice note on Facebook. Send it to 9 other people. Okay, get creative about how you're doing this to keep this in a reasonable amount of time, because if you are working this business and you're doing it on top of another job, what do you have left for your family? What do you have left for your friends? We want to make sure that, yes, you are doing this and you are plugging in, but you have a done point. And it's when your list is finished. And at that point, you need to unplug and focus entirely on the people who are around you and love on them and be present with them. Okay, rather than trying to sneak in little things all the time, I want you to focus on this, get it done as quickly as you can, and then be present with the people around you. Deal? Deal? Because we want to make sure that we are saving the best part of us for the people that we love the most, not for these random strangers. We're not giving our hearts to these random strangers online. Yes, we're pouring into them, but that's different than allowing them to totally affect your mood for the rest of the day. Okay? So if the creative thing doesn't work, if you're trying to get creative and you're still not getting the things done you feel like you need to, then it's time to take some ownership. What's missing here? Are you Is there a piece of this puzzle that's missing that you're not taking responsibility for? So that's kind of my checklist there. Now, do I have this level of energy every day? No. Hell no. No, I don't. I don't. And I can't trust myself to have this level of energy every day. But what I do is I make sure I start my day off by scheduling each hour of the day and knowing, when do I need the most energy? When do I need to be hyped? Because if it's at 7 o'clock for a team call with you guys, I'm going to be aware of that the entire day. And I'm going to make sure that I have some alone time, that I'm centering myself, that I'm prepared, that I'm listening to meditations, that I've done my workout, that I've done all the things I need to, so that when I get here, I'm not like, hey guys, I've had kind of a rough day. So you can't do that. You gotta be able to shift into energy mode the same way we do in teaching. When we walk into the classroom, we can't be sad pandas because we got in a fight with our boyfriend. You gotta turn that off and focus on the kids. Same way with your business, you gotta turn it off, focus on the people you're talking to, get it done, and move on. Okay, so how to keep your energy up when things suck. Energize. Unicorn crack, I swear to God, it is really, really good stuff. So if you haven't tried it, get that liquid gold for yourself. But self-care is a big thing that I do if I'm really having a hard time keeping energy up. Miracle Morning is a book that I would recommend when you finish Energy Bus. Miracle Morning will help you to create a better morning structure for yourself. They have specifically Miracle Morning for network marketing. And that is something I listen to, and it helped me to create a morning routine, just so that in the first hour of the day, I was winning. You know, I got the things done that were really most important for me to do early, so that I was starting every single day so positive and so fired up and so just ready to crush whatever came my way. So I highly recommend that. Another thing I do to keep energized is whenever things come up that disappoint me, I allow myself to get a little mad about it. So, for example, when I was teaching and I was really disappointed because I was forced transferred to a job that I didn't want to be doing, I could have said, well, now I have to learn 5th and 6th grade reading and writing, and I have to learn a whole new school, and I have to learn all of these things. This is the worst possible time for me to focus on my Beachbody business, right? I've heard excuses way, 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 way less than that. That would have been a perfect reason for me to say, peace out. But instead I said, you know what? It makes me mad. It makes me mad that I have no control here. And so I'm going to pour myself into something that gives me some control. Something that I actually have control over. I don't have control over my job right now. I don't have control over being told I have to do something totally different that I did not go and get master's degrees for. So instead of being so sad and feeling bad for myself and saying, okay, I'm going to step away from the one thing I can control, no, I'm going to really lean into that. Okay? When I had to miss out on birthday parties of my nephews, and my sisters had major life events and I couldn't be there, yeah, I'm disappointed. And I could choose to use that disappointment as a reason to sit there and just bury myself in Netflix, cover my head with a pillow and cuddle up with a blanket and say, I'm sorry, I'm just having a bad day. I can't work my business today. I'm having a bad day. Yeah, I could do that. Or I could get a little bit mad that I don't have the financial or time freedom to be there for my family when I want to be. And I use that to fuel the workouts and the workplace, the stuff I'm doing for my business. Those are the days that I don't miss. I make sure I show up. I show up double on those days because I'm so frustrated that maybe my life isn't how I want it to be. Oh, I can't work today. I had a panic attack. I can't work today. I can't work on my business today because I'm too depressed. I'm too sad. Instead of letting that sad take over and covering yourself with a blanket like I used to do, I allowed myself to get a little bit mad that this was going on in my life, that these emotions were coming up, and I fuel it into my business. I fuel it into making someone else's day. So those are some things that help me. The third one is staying close to the fire. The days that you feel weak, that you're feeling depressed, that you're feeling anxious, that you're upset, that you're feeling defeated are not the days to miss these calls. They are not the days to not pick up the phone when I call you. Those are not the days to not respond to the messages of your teammates. Those are not the days to shut yourself down. You got to stay close to the fire. You stay close to the fire, and then we are able to build your energy. We can heat you up. We can build you up. But if you're doing this all by yourself off in a corner somewhere, and then you're lonely and you don't come back to us, then you're just doing it all on your own, and that's really hard. So lean into us. Let us be the support network that maybe you don't have in other areas of your life. Or if you do, heck yeah, now you have doubles. Lean into us. Lean into the group. And the last one is saying yes to opportunities like this one. So if you're feeling down, frustrated, defeated, anxious, whatever, and someone says, hey, I have this event that I would love for you to go to, and everything in you is like, I don't want to be around people right now. I don't want to be around people. Say yes and go and meet someone who might need something that you have to offer. If your crazy rainbow-haired coach is like, I've got this opportunity of this training thing, and I know that you're really nervous about doing it, say yes. Start saying yes to opportunities that scare you, because it will re-energize you. The best months I've ever had in my business were the months that I went vegan because my husband decided we were doing that. The month that I did the ultimate reset, I was scared shitless. The ultimate reset, if you guys haven't looked that up, it's the hardest Beachbody program. No workouts involved. It is all nutrition. You follow this. Oh man, tough. For me, tough, because I ate only like chicken nuggets and mac and cheese and pizza for my whole life. So yeah, tough for me. My business, why? Because I was challenged. Because it energizes you to do something outside of your comfort zone. Think about when you've been the most hyped in this business. Is it when everything just came easy, or is it when you did things despite the challenge? Right? When do you have the most hype to talk to people about this? Is it when you've said like, okay, I'll have that pizza. Okay, I'll have this. All right, I'll miss my workout. Or is it when you have said, you know what? No, I made a commitment. My team's got this going on. I got to do my workout and then show up afterwards. When do you feel more psyched? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say you got to say yes to opportunities, stay close to the fire. Okay. So with that, that is the end of my little speechy speech to you. Normally, when we do these calls, that portion is going to be much shorter. And then I'm going to be asking you guys these 3 questions. So I'm still going to ask you tonight these 3 questions, but being that you just started today, I know that most of you don't have the questions that you'll have. Next week, you may have a lot more questions because you'll have done it for a week. Okay, so what we're going to do now for the last 15 minutes of this call is I have 3 questions for you. It's going to be the same 3 questions every time we meet. Number 1 is on a scale from 1 to 10, and I'm gonna have each of you answer out loud to us. So get comfy with it. Okay. Number 1 is on a scale from 1 to 10, how did you perform on an action level last week? On a scale from 1 to 10, how did you perform on an action level last week? When I say action level, I mean the things that are on the tracker. It's different for everyone how you would measure 1 to 10, but you get to decide. Yo bus. Number 2, what numbers have you produced this month? Or you could do last month. No, we'll do this month because obviously it's day 1, so most of us are at 0 for this month, and that's okay. What numbers have you produced this month as far as sales and recruits? So when I say recruits, I mean coaches who might want to help 1 or 2 people. Doesn't have to be someone to change the world, or maybe it's a discount coach. Or maybe instead of Success Club, maybe you got like John Houston on the call, he was like, I'm at Success Club 0, but I sold 12 pumpkin spice Shakeology packets and I made like $500 last week. And we were like, oh. So it doesn't have to be necessarily challenge packs. Bailey Glancer was like, I'm only at Success Club 6, but I got 16 people signed up with the free Beachbody On Demand membership that turns into the 3 months after 14 days. And so she was like, so in 14 days or in 6 more days, I'm going to have 270 whatever dollars from that. And I was like, well done. That's 270 whatever dollars from however many no's. That's pretty awesome, right? So whatever numbers you want to share. And then the third one is there anything I can help you with? Is there anything on the tracker that isn't going well? Anything you're frustrated about or not understanding? Okay. And we are going to start with L. I'm going to unmute you. Hey, lovely.
Okay. Sorry, I just woke up a little bit ago, so I look pretty.
That's no worries.
I'd say I'm probably at a 6 on the action level, just because I think tracking has really helped me be aware of the things I need to do. So I'm a little above average because the invites have been really hard. And I know I mentioned that in the message group because I feel like I don't know what to invite people to. Like, I know the invites are the most important, but I think that was the part that I struggled the most with. So but everything else I feel like has been going really well. I don't really have any numbers as of to speak yet, but I find that I talk to a lot more people about it. So I think that I just have to be a little patient and continue to just kind of, be open with people about what I'm doing. And I think that'll help. And then I forget the last question.
The last one, is there anything I can help you with? And I think you kind of answered that a little bit. The what to invite to, like inviting, right? Okay, so
yeah.
So let me go ahead. I made this for you guys. Let me just let it load. Okay, this is a Google Doc, so I'm going to be sharing this with you. So this is the invites that I'm using right now, and they are in the size of what you can send on Instagram. So that's why they're smaller. Little teeny chunks, because on Instagram they limit how many words you can basically have. So this is what I'm sending to people for invites right now. Please go through it, read it, do the best friend test. Turn to your best friend and say this, and if you feel weird saying it, it's not you. Change it up, okay? But it's basically inviting to the Zombie Apocalypse Challenge, respond to what they're saying, and then this gives a little bit more information other than survival. What are your wellness goals this season? What are your fitness goals? Okay. Comment on their response, and then all challengers are going to have this, but we've got 2 options for you. Now, one thing that I'm thinking about changing this to is, you know how it says the tester right here, $30, 1 month challenge, 1 week of workouts, 1 week meal plan, and 1 week of Shakeology. That's a real thing. For $30, people can get 1 little week of Shakeology, and then they can use Clean Week on Beachbody On Demand. So that's a good thing if somebody wants to try Shakeology. But another option would be changing this out for what we were talking about before, the 3-month Beachbody On Demand option for $38. So you can kind of switch up what you want that to be. But do you guys see this number here at the end of the link? 1313367.
Yeah.
Make that your coach ID, otherwise I'm going to get all your sales. So these links, the only difference between mine and yours is that mine has my coach ID at the end and yours has yours at the end. Okay, so if you need to know where your coach ID is, there's a video on that in our little coach university, and it's in your coach online office. So this is what I send for my invites. Is that kind of what you're looking for?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I guess not even just like an actual invite, but just to know like when challenges are going on. I felt like I knew a little bit more during the summer about when things were happening, but I feel like the past month it's been kind of hard to know
What's happening?
exactly when. Yeah, and so like I feel like if I have an idea of what to invite people to, it's a little easier.
Okay, so
Well, yeah.
what I put up today, and I'm going to try to make sure that all of them have this on it, just so you know where to find it. Sorry, I've got like all the combos happening in all the world. Okay, almost there. One more. Okay, you guys see this little post about ring that bell? This is where we post if we
Yeah.
like, signed up a new customer coach, and I've got the little calendar. So at the very bottom of it, it says next challenge starts November 5th, fit before the feast. Okay. So I'll try to always put those in there for you so that you know when the next one. That's a really good question because it's hard to, okay, once we get to the 15th or even the 10th, and we've been inviting to the zombie challenge and it starts on the 15th, then what? Right? So this is what, as soon as we get pretty much to that date or pretty close to it, I'm going to be inviting either to the coaching sneak peek or to the fit before the feast. I'm doing the shift shop one for fit before the feast. So does that help?
Yes.
Cool.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Let's go to Sierra.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Cool. So, scale from 1 to 10, how did you perform on an action level last week?
I feel like I was about a 6. I missed one day and I missed putting my stuff on the tracker for Saturday. So I feel like I could have been a little bit better with that, but I didn't. And especially, I'm a very like introverted, anxious person. So talking to that many people was a big deal for me. So I feel like I was kind of at a 6. So.
Way to go, dude. That's great. But look at you, you're still very much alive.
I'm alive. I didn't die.
You didn't die. You didn't die. Okay, what numbers, being that it's the first of the month, what numbers do you have so far for the month of October?
I was able to sign up my best friend with the 3-month membership.
Way to go,
because she didn't want shakes and she didn't want to do the year membership. It was too much money. So she just signed up with that, and we're getting her all set up with a meal plan and picking her program and everything. So one, sort of, but I'm really excited about this next
awesome.
company. And the thing that I think that I want the most help with is I'm kind of with Elle on invites, but in a different way. I'm kind of unsure on how to handle follow-up whenever I'm using the, hey girl, my name is Sierra, do you have health and fitness goals too, or are you just supporting me? I've been using that. And I don't really know how to respond to the people who are like, hey, I'm just supporting you, other than saying, okay, thanks. What do I say to you now?
Okay, yeah,
so that's what
good question. Good question. Okay, so if you are sending that like, hey girl, are you on a health and fitness journey too, or are you just supporting me? Then, and they say like, I'm just supporting you, that is when I change the topic. I'm like, awesome, thank you so much. What kind of dog do you have? Like I just start a different combo and connect to them, because to me, I've planted the seed. They know that I'm there for health and fitness type of purposes, and now I'm going to slowly get to know them. Okay. Now, when I'm doing my follow-ups on Fridays, I'm following up with people who have had health and fitness combos with me. So they're already interested. Fridays are my time to make sure that nobody has said, hey, yes, I'm interested, tell me more, and then they've gotten buried. Okay, so if I've invited someone to a challenge on Monday, Tuesday, when it says to track your invites, Tuesday, I'm going to look back over the people on Monday who responded with something positive, and I'm going to write down their name. Like maybe they said, oh yeah, I'm kind of interested. Can you give me more info? I'm going to write down their name for Friday. Not that I'm not going to respond. I'm still going to respond to them right then. But Friday, I'm going to double check that they didn't get lost in the shuffle. Maybe we had another interaction and I told them a little bit more about the challenge and then it got buried or something. So that's my check just to make sure. Friday can also be the time that I reach out to people who I've talked to about it in person, maybe a month ago, maybe a year ago, maybe a while ago, and I just haven't talked to them about it in a while. That's what I would do for the follow-ups. My convos, if they say yes, they're on a health and fitness journey too, I usually just talk to them generally about it, and I don't invite until I know all of those things that those 4 questions that I've talked to you guys about. I know about their goals, and I know about what they've tried before, what's been hard for them, those kind of questions. And then, so maybe like a week later when I'm doing my 5 invites for the day, they might be somebody that I invite. So I'm looking, basically my list is people who have liked my pictures, people who have followed my story. That's pretty much where I'm pulling those from. So I'll look down the list and be like, okay, is there anybody who's liked my picture that I haven't started a new conversation with? Oh, and then new follows. People who are following me back if I'm following them. So those new convos come from the new follows, the likes, people that I haven't talked to, just haven't started a convo with them and they liked a picture or followed my story. And then my 5 invites will come from somebody who has liked a picture or watched my story that I've already started some sort of a combo with, or maybe a friend or family that I can text. That's okay too. Does that help?
Yes, a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So it's kind of like a cycle at the beginning, this first week or two. You might feel like you don't have a whole lot of people when it comes to that invite. So that's when you have to say, okay, I'm focused on these people. I don't know what to do, so now I got to get more creative. Maybe I'm going to reach out to all the people from my book club. Maybe I'm going to reach out to some people from church. Maybe the next day, the 5 people I invite are going to all be aunts or cousins. So that's when you got to get a little creative about it. Cool. All right. Is there a kitty in your lap? Yeah.
This is Oliver.
Oh my goodness.
Very
Cuteness alert. Yeah. Christina Combs, you're up, boo friend. I can't hear you yet. There you are.
It's okay. I wasn't talking yet.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
So, on a scale from 1 to 10, how did I do last week? I'm not going to lie. I didn't have anything to do with the tracker because of my lame excuses, but I was on it today. I did stuff. I just didn't put it in a spreadsheet. I actually had a conference last week and I stayed with like 6 people from my work. So everyone watched me work out and drink Shakeology, and like it got like the initiation, like the conversation started. I have to be careful with how I talk about it because it's actually for another network marketing team. So I can't be like, that guy in there, but a couple of people are interested in the workouts, a couple other people in the shake. So I'll follow up with them when I see them again next week. To try, I'm a very casual person. So for me to be like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, how's your shake life? Hey, how are your workouts? It's just like not my personality. And so I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate like how to be persistent, but to like still be myself, or how to, I don't know, like a pretty high level of energy most of the time, but like, I guess staying consistent with, oh no, is that my internet? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, yeah, it like froze for a second. I guess just having like a level of consistency that is still like true to who I am is kind of where I'm a little bit struggling. But what was the other one? Oh yeah, numbers. I guess nothing for October so far, obviously, but I did hit Emerald last Thursday. So that's exciting. And it's kind of going at my pace. Like it's my first actual official challenger is my brother's girlfriend, and she's struggling a lot at work. So trying to focus on like hitting her up for normal things as well as like, and how's your workouts going? And like continuing conversation aside from just like, did you work out yet? No. Okay, bye. I'm like guilty of dropping off after, you know, instead of saying like, well, what can I help you with? Or, you know, okay, you know, like I think being more encouraging and saying like, it's all right. I know you're going through a lot. Like, just let me know when you're ready to get started. Stuff like that.
Sometimes I think that I totally feel you on that whole like the structured and now in a week I'm talking to you again, but it doesn't necessarily feel natural, whatever thing. But that's where, you know, we're talking to so many people every day and you only need 5 invites to something. You can have them spread out 2 weeks apart, 3 weeks apart. But I also know that for you personally, one thing you wanted to work on was not being the person who would talk to someone and then disappear from the face of the planet for
a
2
long
months.
time.
So like this is going to help you to like shorten that gap. But I get why you don't want it to be like, we didn't talk forever and now like I'm up your butt. I get that. I get that. So I would just make sure that you're counting the in-person interactions.
I am. Otherwise, I would have 0 because I still haven't done much online stuff.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think I'm going to get my energy from people. Like that's what's going to get my confidence. Because the same with social media. Like I'm very like scattered with it. Like sometimes a week I'll go and I'll post every day, and then other times I'm like on a hiatus. So those are all things
because you're doing that.
Yeah,
so
those are things that I'm definitely working on.
Rock on.
Mm-hmm.
As far as there was one other thing that you said that I was going to touch on. So as far as the you know, the structure, I would just spread it out. You know, if I'm checking in with somebody after a week, maybe still write their name down and have it be like, oh yeah, I need to remember when I am following up to go back to these people. But it can also be something like, okay, maybe there's a certain day that you get together with certain people, and maybe that's your follow-up day because you're going to be seeing them again. So you're going to follow up with them about how it's going. And then the other thing that you had mentioned is not knowing when someone's going through something personal and you don't want to be like a douche canoe and be like, hey, but did you work out yet? Right?
Pretty much, because I'm allowed to be a douche canoe to her. That's what I've been doing. And she's like, no, I'm so disappointed. I'm sorry. And I'm like, don't be sorry. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, totally. So I like to ask people, like, what do you need? What would be most helpful? I know you're going through a hard time right now. I know you're overwhelmed. I know you're stressed. What can I do to help? What kind of accountability would actually help you instead of overwhelming you or making you feel crappier this week? And just put it in her court. Let her tell you.
I think I got, because when I signed up moms, I got the performance line. And I think I'm going to send her the Energize and tell her to like take a shot of crack on her way home so that whenever she gets home, she'll be ready to work out. Maybe that'll give her some incentive to like get started.
That is a beautiful sacrifice. It really is. Okay. So we still have Julie. Christine, did that help?
Yes, thank you. Weird offline question. Maybe you could answer it later. But so I met a girl this weekend who she is signed up as on Beachbody for like just the workout side, so like the $99. She said she signed up like a year or two ago, but she was like a random sign up. So she went in and they assigned her a coach. So she said she's never really had too much interaction with her coach other than just like Facebook friends. And she's like, I don't even really use it. You kind of reminded me that I'm paying for something I don't use. And I was like, like, is it naughty to like steal people? Like, because I told her, I was like, well, if you want to join my team, like, I'm happy to throw you in our Facebook groups and I'll ask my coach, like, if it's cool, if you can maybe transition to us.
Yeah, so if somebody is working with a coach, if they're actively working with a coach, I tell them to go talk to their coach. But if they're not actively working with a coach, they haven't talked to them in a long time, they haven't heard from them, I also realize that there's a lot of coaches that don't take this business very seriously and a lot that come in and out. So this, I just sent it through the chat. This is what you would do is send her that little coach change form. It's really simple as long as she is a challenger. And not a coach. If someone's a coach,
she's not a coach.
Okay. If you guys ever run into that where they're like, I'm a discount coach, but I want to be on your team instead, they actually have to quit and wait 6 months and then they can sign up on your team. Okay. With a customer, they can switch. I'm glad Beachbody has that rule though. Brenda Morales on our team, she's one who did that. She signed up with a different coach. It wasn't working out. But the right way to go about it, if she wanted to leave, is she had to wait that 6 months and pay full price for her Shakeology and all of that, and then she could join our team. And that prevents people from jumping ship when they see a better offer or something.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Kerri. Kerri.
Yes.
I have a conference call with HCC for my show in October. Like in like 3 minutes.
Do you want to go?
So I didn't know. Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
So let's see. I will be honest on my numbers because on the threads, they kept going by so fast and then I forgot to go back and push the tracker. But I kept track of, I've been talking to people. I just didn't get it into the tracker.
It's okay.
So
It didn't start until today.
Right now.
Today it starts.
Good. So I got what I got today, so I'm still putting stuff in and working on that. So getting that in for today. Let's see. My number is 0, but I'm talking to some people, so. And then I don't think I have any questions as of yet.
Okay. If you have some, definitely, you can put them in our little chat. My rule is going to be if you guys put questions in the chat, I'm not going to answer them. That's my rule for me. I'm going to let you guys answer them. It'll be a place for you guys to collaborate and build each other up and answer each other's questions. But, and I want you to do that. So if you have questions, do put them in the chat and let people in this group step up and answer them. And if nobody knows them, then I'll answer them on Monday unless it's an emergency, and then I'll answer them right away, of course. Or put them in the coach group.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Yeah. And then we have Miss Julie.
Hi, guys.
Bye, Lisa. All right, let's get you unmuted there. There you go. Hi, Sunshine.
How's it going? So last week, I wrote you an email like, I don't know if I can do this. Like totally that person, But I said naturally, I was probably actually doing most of it naturally. So it's probably a 6, I guess. But towards, I think, what was it, Thursday or Friday we spoke. And I think since then I've been probably between a 6 to an 8. And I'd agree with most of the ladies. I mean, I've completed everything. My thing still, I think with everyone, it's just like figuring out the invites in the best way that it works for me and my personality, and just like the best way to be successful with it without driving people away. Because I think there are definitely ways where people are like, whoa, like, what do you know what I mean? So I think that was kind of, I'm in the same boat as everyone else. The numbers, now, did you want to know the numbers for like starting today?
Yeah.
Have you gotten anything today or from last?
Yeah,
Well, then,
either one. Either one's fine to share. If you had a win last month, then we'd love to hear about it.
I had a challenge pack with for somebody, and then I had a few different people try samples. They were just curious to see what the shakes tasted like. And then
Cool.
I had a friend, she already did Beachbody, but she wanted to try a different flavor. So we did that. So this month I'm still chatting to some people who are showing some interest. Just kind of building those relationships. And questions, I always have 1,000 questions. And then when it comes to actually the appropriate times to ask them, I can't think of any. That's how it works. I'm always like, I have so many questions. And the second I have to come up with them, I'm just like staring, like, I can't.
What were some of the questions?
So,
Let me look real quick that you asked.
Oh, please, because I know I've sent you many.
Oh, like captions for pictures and videos, because a lot of us are trying to do live videos on Wednesdays. If you're doing live videos on Wednesdays, you want to just basically think through, like, what would you click on? Like, we're busy, right? Which live videos have you actually watched, and what were the titles? So if, like, for example, I could make a video that's on, to me would be something interesting, the time I fill in the blank. But unless it's like really, really exciting title, most people might watch it if they have all the time in the world, or if they're going to the bathroom or something, but they're not going to like stop their scroll to watch it. But when I said TMI warning, vaginas and other like menstruality coaching and birth control, oh my, people stopped their scroll. They were like, oh, what is going on? I want in on that. So that's something I would have watched and been entertained by. So you just have to think about, like, keep track of videos that you watch of other people's and think about what the titles were. And that's going to help you to attract your tribe. And then content creation. Like where to post things. I told Julie that since right now her focus is Facebook, so that's all we're focusing on right now, and we are just we're only going to post on Facebook. If you are keeping your focus on Instagram and you just want to post there, that's fine. But pick one and let's get consistent in one place first. It says 2 posts a day. So if you're only doing one, then you want to put the other one in your story. Okay, so your story is like the little bubble at the top where you can give people a play-by-play on something that's going on. So that is what I would recommend for that. When to post? Yeah, when you get to the point where you are like crushing it and you're getting Success Club 10 every month, no issue, you're a diamond coach and you're just like, then we can focus on the time of your post, making sure that your live videos are 3 to 5 minutes max. All those little teeny details that will help a little bit. But first, right now, that's not where we're at right now. So right now, I want you guys just to start getting more comfortable sharing your lives. That's hard enough. Get comfortable sharing your life and building up relationships on social media and in person. And that's plenty. So, yes.
So as of now, it doesn't matter what the content of our video is, correct?
On Wednesday?
Like on Wednesday, we have like one video. Do you have it? Yeah.
I recommend that the live video be something related to your niche. So if you think that your niche is, like, I'll do some on hair, I'll do some on mental health, I'll do some on like RV life, because it's outside of just Beachbody. So something else that you are interested in or that you like to focus on. So yeah.
Okay.
Good question. Anything else that you guys can think of before I let you go? Okay. Before we get off, if you have not seen it, there is an accountability challenge happening in the Fit Crew Challenge group. It came to be this weekend because people came to me and said, Kerri, we need to get ourselves on track and we need money motivation to do it. Can you set something up? Because basically November and December are going to turn into a total shit show. And if we don't do something fast, we're going to lose the last 3 months of the year. The last 90 days are going to go to poo-poo. So I set up this 21-day accountability challenge. Everybody is paying $21 to me through Venmo or through PayPal. If you haven't done that, you can still do that if you would like to participate. The only thing you're doing every day is checking into the Fit Crew Challenge and clicking 5 o'clock p.m. I'll have a post up, and you'll click that you've had your Shakeology, done your workout, or whatever it is that you're doing, positivity water, and nutrition. So there's all these different things. You click the ones that you've done. That's a self-check. It's not like you have to get 100% every day. And then underneath, you type how your day was. And if you can do that every day for 21 days, then you will split the pot with us. And anybody who punks out partway through because they have a bad day or forget, we're splitting their money. So as much as I want you all to succeed, this little part of me is like, but if you don't though. So that's in the Fit Crew Challenge group. You are all welcome to join in. I thought it was going to be 4 of us and now it's 30. So the pot's gotten kind of big like overnight. And that's all. I'm stopping the recording.